We have
How?
succeeded.
Oh, fucking good barrel. He gave away my position.
Secure the room. We need to protect the biohazard container.
Well, see, I was going to use the Echo Dude as bait.
Op 4 located the biohazard container.
Reinforce the wall!
Laying out the welcome mat.
Maybe you do don't hide in this room because that hatch will fuck you.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
Worrying about grenades now.
Alright, you done.
Protect the biohazard container at all costs.
ABS deployed and ready to go.
Oh man. Sorry. Fuck it, I'll stay in here then. That's gold. Oh, just kill everything.
Deploy jammer. Camera feed up and running.
Oh, you fucking idiot.
Barricade up!
You stole my spot, you little bastard.
Hostiles located.
Second floor.
You took my cars down and stole my spot.
He just moved from this spot.
Yeah, that's right, you get out of here.
Fuck! I'm screwed. I got beat. He's at the top of the stairs.
Alright, we're gonna
That
shoot.
room off of a projector.
Shield at the door over there. On chain.
Prevent further access to the biohazard container. Stop the hostiles from securing the biohazard container.
Gotta work on that. Be the one in where the hatch is. Yep. Been spotted. There's a drone in here somewhere. There.
But you know what?
Oh,
Last
fuck
operator
off.
standing.
Oh shit.
Oh wow, the impact didn't actually hit him. He hit the wall.
Stop the hostiles from securing the container. Protect the biohazard container.
That's nice.
Both of them are in that corner.
I'm coming.
Op 4
Yeah.
is securing the container.
I was reloading.
Mission failed. All friendlies have been neutralized.
Oh, just
This is a photo of like 3 women on a park bench, and the caption is "What's wrong with this photo?" Someone commented, "They're not." There's a photo that's on Facebook. It has 3 women sitting on a park bench. And it has the caption, "What's wrong with this photo?" And the first comment literally says, "They're not in the kitchen." I was like, wow.
You need to keep the hostage secure. Fortify the room.
Sure.
Jammer ready.
Window barricaded.
Ready to activate. Deploying jammer.
10 seconds left. 5 seconds.
Door secure.
Top 4 has been pointing on the hostage.
Speed up. Unrolling razor wire.
No, you do this. Oh, yeah, okay, get it out of the doorway.
Ready.
Oh, Gladys.
Reloading.
Thing is spotted, I think.
Jammer activated.
Yeah. Down here somewhere. Oh no, the camera's pointing it out. Down the roof. Wow. And there were 2. I think Sledge is about to take out the window. Had to bridge them.
Friendly operator remaining.
Not dead. How did I not kill him?
One op 4 remaining.
Oh! You can't fuse because you'll kill a hostage. It turns out throwing that grenade actually helped me out heaps. Oh!
Successful.
Oh, I've got to save that. That is fucking awesome. Wow.
Welcome to the brand new gaming series Free to Play. I'm your host Charlie K, and welcome to Free to Play, where we give you the latest in gaming news weekly. But before we begin, if you like gaming news, reviews, live streams, and gaming discussions, why not subscribe to the Neo Air channel, where we provide you content weekly. So without further ado, let's jump right on into the first episode of Free to Play. For our first bit of gaming news, Nintendo delivered us some gaming goodness this week with their Nintendo Direct, announcing new games coming to the Nintendo Switch. Some of the Direct highlights include the announcement of Super Mario Maker 2 arriving in June, a new Fire Emblem game called Fire Emblem The Three Houses, and surprisingly a new Zelda game. Well, okay, technically not new, but it is a remake of the original Game Boy game, The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. This remake has been made from the ground up and gives us stunning 3D visuals in a 2D world, as we relive the moments that made this game a classic. The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening arrives on the Nintendo Switch sometime later this year. Next up in A gaming news, Respawn Entertainment's Apex Legends continues to break records by breaking some of Fortnite's records in a week. This massively popular online battle royale game beat Fortnite's Twitch viewership record by 8.4 million viewers on Twitch in a single day. Jesus! And to make things even more impressive, Apex Legends has attracted over 25 million players worldwide, registered to be playing, and 2 million players concurrently playing the game in just the first weekend of its release. Holy crap. Speaking of Apex Legends, the world's biggest YouTuber, PewDiePie, is getting banned. Okay, well not yet, but a petition started online by the user Gabe V is calling for the YouTuber from being banned from playing Apex Legends. Gabe V cites that the game has so much more to give before it dies, and with Fortnite coming back from the competition, PewDiePie playing the game would be a death sentence for such a promising game. So what do you guys think? Does PewDiePie ruin every game he touches? Let us know in the comment section below, or on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Snapchat. Also, just an extra thing to watch this week, you should check out the live action trailer from Neil Blomkamp, the director of District 9, for the upcoming BioWare game Anthem. It looks absolutely stunning and it is worth a watch. You can check out the trailer with a link in the description. That's all for the news for now, but before we go, let's take a look at the games releasing this week. Speaking of Anthem, Anthem is a highly anticipated MMO FPS from the developers of the Mass Effect franchise, BioWare. Anthem is a shared world action RPG in which players delve into a vast world teeming with amazing technology and forgotten treasures. The world is also filled with savage beasts and ruthless marauders, where freelancers are called to defeat the forces plotting to conquer humanity. Throughout their adventure, players outfit their freelancers with powerful javelin exosuits, each of which are equipped with unique weapons and abilities. Anthem releases on PC, Xbox One, and PS4 on the 22nd of February for everyone, but if you're an Origin Premier member on PC, you can actually play it right now. Next up, we have the PlayStation VR exclusive, Chroma Gun. The Chroma Gun can be used to solve our meticulously designed test chambers by painting the walls and droids. Think of it being a similar game to the likes of Portal, but in VR. Chroma Gun releases on PlayStation VR on February 19th. On February 19th, Steins Gate Elite releases. Steins Gate Elite is about a group of young tech-savvy lab members who discover the means of changing the past via email using a modified microwave. The experience and pushing the boundaries of time begin to spiral out of control as they become entangled in a conspiracy surrounding CERN, the organization behind the Large Hadron Collider, and John Titor, who claims to be from a dystopian future. Steins Gate Elite releases on Xbox One, PS4, and the Nintendo Switch. Well, that's all we got time for this week. We hope you enjoyed our first episode, and if you haven't already, smash the like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the little bell icon for our videos weekly. I'm Charlie K, and I'll see you on the next level. So new Pokemon got discovered, and Bowser's now the president of Nintendo. How did this happen? Keep watching to find out. Hello, this is Charlie K, and welcome to this week's episode of Free to Play, the gaming news show delivered to you weekly. For our first bit of gaming news, could Halo be coming to the Nintendo Switch? In a recent report by Direct Feed Games, Nintendo and Microsoft are looking at partnering up to bring the Xbox Game Pass library to the Nintendo Switch. This means that you may be able to play games such as Halo, Gears of War, and Ori and the Blind Forest via a cloud-based ecosystem. Microsoft currently uses a cloud service called Project xCloud, which was announced late last year. The only downside to this all is that the streaming service will be solely based on your internet connection. So good luck playing games in a hotel room or at a cafe. Moving on, a new Pokemon have been discovered. Well, okay, they aren't exactly new, but beta versions of Pokemon that first appeared in Pokemon Red, Blue and Green have surfaced online. You can see early designs for a version of Wartortle and Blastoise, as well as a balloon? You can also see evolutions from Meowth and Raichu. There's also some interesting sprites that also confirms the theory that Kangaskhans do actually breed Cubones, and Cubones wear the skull of their dead parent. It's also surprising to learn that there was originally meant to be 181 Pokemon in the first generation, and the initial sprite for the trainer had him carry a whip. If you want to check them out, you can check out all the juicy information and the link in the description. In other Nintendo news, the president of Nintendo of America is stepping down in April. Reggie Fils-Aimé has decided to retire after 15 long years at Nintendo of America. Reggie is a huge gaming icon and helped to pioneer the success of the Nintendo DS era, the Nintendo 3DS, the Wii, the not so successful Wii U, and the most recent console, the Nintendo Switch, in the West. So who will replace him? Well, the fiery king of Koopas, of course. That's right, Bowser. Okay, not that Bowser, but the Vice President of Nintendo of America, Doug Bowser, who will take over the reins officially in April. Doug Bowser has been with Nintendo for the last 4 years, after previously being at EA in 2015. We wish you all the best, Reggie, on your future endeavours, and thank you for your wonderful years of representing Nintendo. That's all for gaming news this week, but let's move on to the games releasing this week. First up is LEGO Movie 2. Bricksburg is in ruins and Emmett's friends have been taken. Team up with Emmett and a host of heroic characters to save their friends from the strange inhabitants of the Sistar system. LEGO Movie 2 releases on Xbox One, PC, PS4 on February 26 and comes to Nintendo Switch later on March 26. Dead or Alive 6 returns with a host of old and new characters to join the DOA Tech Tournament. Combine some of your favourite fighters with the Mass Destruction, where players can use the environment to their advantage. This tournament is set to be the most entertaining yet. Dead or Alive 6 arrives on PC, PS4 and Xbox One on March 1st. Our final game for this week is Trials Rising. Explore over-the-top action and physics-bending motorcycle racing in the latest edition of the Trials franchise. All new features, more competitions, and more tracks mean more to play. Trials Rising releases on Xbox One, PC, PS4, and Nintendo Switch on February 26th. And on that note, there's no better way to end the video. If you liked the video, be sure to Falcon Punch the like button, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing to Neo Air, where we give you the latest in gaming news, reviews, live streams, and discussions all in the one place. This has been Charlie K, and we'll see you on the next level. Do you want to know when The Last of Us Part 2 is coming out? Keep watching to find out its release date. This is Charlie K and welcome to Free to Play, your gaming news delivered to you fresh every week. Before we begin, if you like gaming news delivered to you every week, as well as gaming reviews, discussions, and live streams, then consider hitting the subscribe button, as well as the bell icon, so you don't miss a single episode. With that out of the way, here's your first bit of news for this week. Pokemon Sword and Shield were revealed last week with some juicy bits of information. The newest Pokemon games will be set in a brand new region called the Galar region, which is based on the UK. In fact, the Galar region map is the UK just flipped upside down. The Galar region is heavily focused on metals and royalty, with the map featuring castles and steel factories. The 3 starter Pokemon were also revealed, showing a grass monkey called Grookey, a water lizard who can go invisible called Sobol, and last but not least a fire bunny called Skull Bunny. If you missed it, we did a complete breakdown of the Pokemon Direct on this channel, and you can find it in the info card right about now. Since we are on the theme of Pokemon, did you know that Junichi Masuda, Pokemon Sword and Shield director, revealed the games to everyone in October last year? Junichi visited the Europe headquarters of Nintendo late last year, taking this cryptic screenshot. People thought it may have been a pose suggesting a new Zelda game of some form, or simply copying the Link statue. But we now know he was actually hinting at the future of Pokemon, Pokemon Sword and Shield. In similar news, Apex Legends was also revealed last year in a forum on Reddit. In a Reddit thread titled Alleged Minimap for Rumored Titanfall Battle Royale Game by the user Hit Iconic, revealed the entire Apex Legends map under the Titanfall 2 subreddit. This map was later revealed to be Kings Canyon in Apex Legends a whole year later. The developers at Respawn saw this post and was relieved to find that most of the Titanfall community thought nothing of it and blew it off as a fake. In other news, the PlayStation Vita is officially dead, as production of any new units has been stopped by Sony. The PlayStation Vita was released back in September of 2011 and had a rocky life, starting out strong but slowly losing support from developers as time went on. The PlayStation Vita managed to go on to sell over 15 to 16 million units over its lifetime, and the PlayStation Vita has been officially discontinued as of the 1st of March 2019. Now to the part all of you have been waiting for, the release date for The Last of Us Part 2. A gaming retailer called Lore Gamers have posted the release date for The Last of Us Part 2 as a pre-order on their website. They have the game listed for an October 2019 release. Naughty Dog and Sony are yet to confirm this, but so far the claims of being legitimate seem to be true. I guess only time will tell, and hopefully we'll get confirmation of this release soon. That's all for the news, but before we go, here are the games releasing this week. First game releasing this week is Left Alive. Left Alive tells a human story of a survival from the perspective of 3 different protagonists during the devastating invasion set in war-torn Yugoslavia in 2127. Left Alive releases on PS4 and PC on March 5th. Our next game is Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn. Kirby can transform into knitted wonders like tanks and flying saucers. Plus, his new Ravel abilities mimics his classic copy abilities, adding something new to every stage of this action-adventure game. Ravel abilities allow Kirby to drop buttons like bombs or wield wire like a sword. But that's not all on this port of Kirby's Epic Yarn. If story mode isn't tough enough, see if you can earn more collectibles in Devilish mode, where you must survive without invincibility as devils obstruct your path through each stage. There are also new minigames starring Meta Knight and King Dedede. Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn releases on the Nintendo 3DS on March 8th. Our final game for this week is The Occupation. It's 1987 Northwest England, a time of 80s British pop, grand architecture and political unrest. An explosion has triggered a controversial act which threatens to erode civil liberties of the population to be rushed into place. You are tasked with investigating and questioning people on their actions. Will you take the most direct route at the risk of getting caught, or plan your approach carefully whilst precious time ticks by? The Occupation releases on PS4, Xbox One and PC on March 5th. That's all for this week's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this week's episode, be sure to smash that like button as hard as you can, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to Neo Air for your gaming news weekly. This is Charlie K, Gamers Unite, and we'll see you on the next level. Did you know that Microsoft is planning to release a brand new console? Keep watching this week's episode for more juicy details coming right up in episode 4 of Free to Play. What is going on, my fellow Neo-Ans, and this is Charlie K here, and welcome to episode 4 of your weekly gaming show, Free to Play. Before we begin, if you are new here, why not consider subscribing to our channel to get your weekly dose of gaming news. Not only do we provide you with gaming news, but we also provide you with gaming discussions, reviews, and live streams. Even though you're probably sick of hearing it, consider subscribing. It really helps us out. And with that out of the way, let's move right on into the gaming news for this week. Brand new Pokemon have leaked for Pokemon Sword and Shield. After last week's reveal of the upcoming Pokemon games arriving on the Nintendo Switch sometime later this year, even more new Pokemon have been potentially leaked, thanks to users on the website 4chan. The leaks include the potential final evolutions for the starter Pokemon Scorbunny, Sobble, and Grookey, as well as a brand new Pokemon that is yet to be named, that could potentially be a bug dragon type. What do you think? Are these leaks real, or do you think they are fake? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Speaking of leaks, the brand new Battle Royale mode coming to Battlefield 5 has had its trailer leaked online. The new mode coming to Battlefield 5 is called Trial by Fire, which pits squads against each other as they fight to survive from the impending fires closing in around them. Trial by Fire is expected to arrive sometime later this month. In other news, the first images for the upcoming Sonic the Hedgehog live-action movie has surfaced online. The images on the new Sonic hasn't gone over well, with fans of the franchise and the internet being divided on whether or not they like the new look. The new look hasn't won over Sonic's original creator Yuji Naka either. Yuji Naka said this when looking at the design. "Is this a Sonic movie? I felt this is important to look at the whole body visual of Sonic and head, body and stomach. Did you not get a little more balance?" Moving on, and Google was planning to release a brand new console with a paint and controller design leaked this week. The paint for this controller was actually leaked last year in October, but was only recently discovered online. As you can see from the design, the controller is similar to the Nikon controller used on the PS4. Whilst the images are only proof of concept at this stage, there has been rumours circulating online that Google is planning to release their own gaming console sometime soon, with paint suggesting that it will be announced at this year's GDC event in the coming weeks. As always, Neo will be covering all the action over on our Facebook page, and of course right here on Free to Play, so look out for that upcoming episode. Speaking of new consoles, Microsoft is reportedly talking about releasing a brand new Xbox One S console that is entirely cloud-based for a more affordable price. This new console won't be able to play discs, but you'll be able to download games onto the hard drive or use gaming services such as EA Play or Microsoft's own Game Pass. This new console is expected to release sometime in May this year. That is all for the gaming news this week, but before we go, here are the games releasing this week. Starting off the game releases for this week is Tom Clancy's The Division 2. Set in Washington DC, the game takes place 7 months after a deadly virus was released in New York City and the nation has become a shell of its former self. While the virus has been contained, its effects are most evident in the devastated streets of the nation's capital, where survivors cling to hope and struggle to rebuild. Enter the Division, a unit of civilian sleeper agents who now must work to stop enemy factions from completely taking over the city. If DC falls, the nation falls. The Division 2 releases on Xbox One, PS4, and PC on March 12th. Looking at fans of both Marvel Comics and LEGO, WB Games are releasing a LEGO Marvel collection that features the following LEGO Marvel games: LEGO Marvel Superheroes 1 and 2, as well as LEGO Marvel Avengers, as well as all of the DLC in one awesome package. The LEGO Marvel Collection releases on Xbox One and PS4 on March 12th. Even though this game actually came out last week, we forgot to mention it in the last episode, this game being Devil May Cry 5. The story is set several years after Devil May Cry 4. Demon Hunter Nero, one of the series' main protagonists, and a young demon hunter who has the blood of a Sparta, heads to Redgrave City to face the hellish onslaught of demons, with weapons craftswoman and new partner in crime, Nico. Devil May Cry 5 features a high-octane adventure, slaying demons all to a killer soundtrack. Devil May Cry 5 released on Xbox One, PS4 and PC on March 8th. Well, sadly that is all for episode 4 of Free to Play. If you enjoyed this week's episode, be sure to give this video a massive thumbs up and don't forget to comment down below what you thought of this week's episode. Thank you all for watching, this has been Charlie K, Gamers Unite, and we'll catch you on the next level. Do you want to see the new legends that are coming to Apex Legends? Keep on watching this episode to find out all the information about the new characters in today's awesome episode of Free to Play. What is going on, my fellow Neo-Ains, and welcome to another amazing edition of Free to Play, where we give you the latest in gaming news weekly. Before we get started, if you are new here, why not consider subscribing? Not only will you get the latest in gaming news, reviews, discussions and live streams, but you also become a legend. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe today! For our first bit of news, Project xCloud and Microsoft have big plans for gaming this year, with the news that cloud gaming will be coming to mobile devices. Project xCloud will allow gamers to play their Xbox games, such as Forza or Halo, right on their mobile phones or tablets via the cloud. The games will stream to the tablet or phone, then simply connect an Xbox One controller via Bluetooth and voila! Xbox games in the palm of your hands. More details will release about this service in the following months, so for more info on Project xCloud, be sure to stick around right here on NeoAir. In other Microsoft related news, Master Chief will finally join Cortana on Windows PCs. Okay, by join we mean that Halo Master Chief Collection is finally arriving on PC after years of Halo fans pressuring Microsoft to release it. The Halo Master Chief Collection will arrive on Steam and the Windows Store sometime later this year, and it will have Halo Reach, Halos 1 to 4, and the DLC for Halo 3 ODST. The collection will begin with Halo Reach, and the sequels will slowly release over time. People that already own Halo Master Chief Collection on Xbox One will receive Halo Reach and ODST at no extra cost. Hello Games has announced its next big expansion for No Man's Sky. The Beyond update is slated for this summer and will be free to all players. Hello Games released a somewhat mysterious trailer, not revealing much details on what we can expect in the next update. However, a blog post introducing the update says that Hello Games had planned 3 large features and ultimately decided to bundle them all into one neat package. Though 2 of the DLCs are remaining under wraps for the time being, the first component will be called No Man's Sky Online. The newly revised online component will allow players to meet up and play together more easily. Okay, now to the news you've all been waiting for. New legends for the game Apex Legends have surfaced online. The next legend for the game is confirmed to be Octane, thanks to a leak via Origin. Octane specializes in flamethrowers and can lay down mats that other legends can bounce off of. Fortnite did it. Anywho, the other legends were revealed by data miners who managed to find concept art about the new legends. The data miners Shrugtail and Whip McCree then posted their findings on Twitter. If these leaks are correct, the new legends will be Talcum or Crypto, Hazaria, Jericho, Nomad, Prophet, Rampant, Rosie, Scanner, and Watson. Whilst we don't know the extent of their abilities just yet, these new legends could change up the gameplay dynamics quite a lot. Let us know whether the leak is fake or real in the comment section below. Before we go, let's take a look at some of the games releasing this week. Starting off this week, we have the new adventure set in the Ni no Kuni universe. Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom, The Tale of a Timeless Tome, begins with Evan and his friends hearing about a rumour regarding a mysterious rabbit dressed in a tuxedo that is being seen in people's dreams. Evan decides to investigate by staying at the Goldport Inn. When Evan falls asleep, he finds himself in a dream world and encounters the rabbit who tells him he is the conductor. Who is this off character and what is his objective? This new DLC arrives on PC and PS4 March 19th. For our next release, it's time to go back in time. A time when dinosaurs roam the earth. Why? Because Turok is coming to the Nintendo Switch. A world where time has no meaning and evil knows no bounds. Torn from a world long gone, the time-traveling warrior Turok has found himself thrust into a savage land torn by conflict. Turok is back, and no dinosaur is safe. This version is a port of the Nintendo 64 classic and releases today on the Nintendo Switch, but was already available on Xbox One and PC. For our final entry, have you ever considered becoming the next American Ninja Warrior? Well, why not experience the thrill of being an American Ninja Warrior from the comfort of your own couch? Those who successfully complete the city courses move on to the finals where they face a stunning 4-stage course modeled after the famed Mount Midoriyama course in Japan. Enjoy all the thrills and spills to become the next American Ninja Warrior. American Ninja Warrior releases on Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PS4 on March 19th. And just like that, we have come to the end of another beautiful episode. If you like this episode, then give it a great big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. If we can get to 1,000 likes, then we will call you a legend from now on. This has been Charlie K, Gamers Unite, and we will see you on the next level. Join us for news on Google's latest gaming innovation, the wonderful world of Oddworld, and of course the ultimate showdown between PewDiePie and T-Series. That and so much more news coming right up in this week's episode of Free to Play. What is going on, my fellow Neo-Aans, and welcome to another exciting episode of Free to Play, where we deliver you the latest in gaming news weekly. If you are new here, we do gaming news, live streams, reviews, and gaming discussions regularly, so if that is something you are interested in, why not consider subscribing? Also, if you like this episode, be sure to give it a great big thumbs up. If you do, we will pin the first comment to the top of the comment section for a week. With that out of the way, let's jump right on into the news for this week. Cuphead is coming to the Nintendo Switch. Studio MDHR announced at the Nindies Showcase livestream that Cuphead will finally be coming to the Nintendo Switch on April 18th. The Nintendo Switch version will run at 720p resolution at 60 frames per second in handheld mode, and it will also feature Xbox Live achievements. Studio MDHR also announced a brand new update coming to those who already own Cuphead. The new update will include the ability to play as Mugman in single player mode, fully animated cutscenes, faster load times, as well as new art, intros, and a jingle when you defeat a boss with Mugman. Sony will be hosting a live stream later this week called State of Play, where they're expected to give us new information on PlayStation VR and PlayStation 4 titles that are coming out sometime later this year. State of Play is rumoured to be Sony's answer to Nintendo's Direct and will showcase even more PlayStation games throughout this year. Sony has stirred some controversy earlier this year with the announcement that they won't be attending this year's E3 conference for the first time in over 10 years. For all the latest PlayStation news, NearAO will be covering it all over on our Facebook page, which you can follow by clicking the link in the description. 2 episodes ago, you may remember that we covered the rumour of a potentially new console from Google. Well, now we have more news, and turns out we don't have a console, we have a new streaming service for games. This new platform is called Google Stadia, and will allow you to stream games on absolutely any platform via the cloud, using Google Chrome, streaming services, and YouTube. Picture this. You're watching us live stream Assassin's Creed Odyssey on YouTube. You like the look of the game and want to play it yourself. All you have to do now is click on the Play Now button underneath our video and BAM! You're now playing Assassin's Creed on a PC, phone, tablet, or TV with a USB controller or mouse and keyboard, anywhere in the world. This means you don't need that super fancy PC to play it, all at a 4K resolution at 60 frames per second. And to make things even better, 8K resolution support at 60 frames per second will be coming at a later date. So far, the Google Stadia controller is the recommended controller to be used with this service, but you can still use a USB controller as well. Google Stadia is due to release sometime later this year in the US, UK and Europe. A brand new trailer just dropped, introducing us to the newest installment to the Oddworld franchise, Oddworld Soulstorm. Oddworld Soulstorm is a reimagining of the classic sequel to Oddworld Abe's Odyssey, Abe's Exodus. Whilst we still don't have a release date just yet for Oddworld Soulstorm, we can only hope it will release sometime later this year and will come out on most of the gaming platforms. And now to the bit of news you've all been waiting for. PewDiePie was finally dethroned by T-Series this week, as T-Series surpassed PewDiePie's subscriber count by 17,583 subscribers. However, it did not take long for PewDiePie to regain his lead at the time of recording this video, with PewDiePie remaining in the lead by 20,000 subscribers. PewDiePie is well known for his gaming videos and a somewhat unofficial poster boy for YouTube. Because of this, unfortunately he has been associated with a lot of controversies of late, including a case where swastikas were sprayed on a UK school with his name mentioned, and the somewhat most upsetting controversy of the New Zealand gunman mentioning PewDiePie during horrific footage of the New Zealand massacre. We can only hope things get better for you, PewDiePie. That's all for the news this week. We'll be back next week for more gaming news. But before we go, let's take a look at the games releasing this week. First up, we have Generation Zero. Generation Zero allows you to experience an explosive game of cat and mouse set in a vast open world. In this reimagining of 1980s Sweden, hostile machines have invaded the serene countryside, and you need to fight back while unraveling the mystery of what is really going on. Generation Zero releases on March 26th on Xbox One, PS4, and PC. Next up, we have the game called Outward. No remarkable journey is achieved without great effort. Outward is an open world RPG where the cold of the night or an infected wound can be as dangerous as a predator lurking in the dark. Explore the vast world of Ori, embark on memorable adventures alone or with your friends. Outward releases on Xbox One, PS4 and PC on March 26th. And last but certainly not least, Yoshi is making his way to the Nintendo Switch in his very own crafted adventure. Embark on a new Yoshi adventure in a world made from yarn, cloth and textiles. Explore the world by using yarn to weave wool platforms and warp pipes to reach new areas, and gleefully unravel its secrets and puzzles by pulling yarn walls apart. Add a little colour to Yoshi's life with a spectrum of yarn balls, then team up with a friend to have a ball together in this wild and woolly world. Yoshi's Woolly World releases on Nintendo Switch March 29th. Well, the time has come for us to say goodbye for this episode. If you liked this episode, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more gaming content weekly. This is Charlie K signing off. Gamers Unite! And we will see you on the next level. Welcome to another exciting episode of Free to Play, your gaming news delivered to you weekly. Unfortunately, we had to delay this week's episode due to some technical problems, but we are back now to deliver you the latest in gaming news. So without further ado, let's jump right on into the gaming news for this week. For our first bit of news, we have received new details about Cyberpunk 2077. This game's developer, CD Projekt Red, has revealed that there will be no game over screens in Cyberpunk 2077. The game will allow you to complete any mission, no matter how badly you screw up the objectives, within that mission. This allows for more fluid experience, but may also introduce consequences within the story, depending on the options you took during each individual mission. Hopefully we'll hear more details at E3 later this year. In a somewhat controversial move, EA has decided to add microtransactions back into Battlefield 5 with the latest update that went live earlier today. Players will be able to purchase Battlefield currency with real money that will allow players to purchase cosmetic items such as epic cosmetics that make your Battlefield character stand out from the rest of the players on the battlefield. Later on down the track, players can use Battlefield currency to buy elite soldiers who have their own unique voiceovers, cosmetics, and animations, as well as special assignments that will unlock special melee weapons. Not only this, but players can use Battlefield currency to purchase what EA are calling time savers, which are essentially half the time it takes to earn XP and unlock chapter reward items. This will allow players to unlock new vehicles and class ranks. Borderlands 3 was finally announced with new features, a ton of loot, and a release date. Borderlands 3 will release on September 13th, 2019 with 3 different versions available to pre-order. The game also boasts that there are over 1 billion guns to use, which will include cooperative play, and will see both new and old characters return from previous entries in the Borderlands franchise. This time you'll be fighting a new pair of enemies, the Calypso twins, who seek the power of the entire galaxy. Whatever that is. Borderlands 3 will release on PS4, Xbox One, and PC later this year. Although Borderlands 3 will be coming to PC this year, users have already started to review bomb Borderlands 3 on a lot of review websites due to Borderlands 3 exclusively launching on the Epic Games launcher. Although Borderlands 3 is not the only game to get review bombed because of this, as earlier this year Metro Exodus had the same treatment when it initially was available on Steam but changed to the Epic Games launcher just before its release earlier this year. Epic Games has stirred a lot of controversy within the gaming community of late, as the CEO of Epic Games, Tim Sweeney, has stated that, "We've had a lot of discussions about this since GDC. Epic is open to continuing to sign funding exclusivity deals with willing developers and publishers regardless of the previous plans or announcements around Steam." This prompted further discussions at Epic, leading to the realization that these calls must be up to the developers and publishers, and Epic wouldn't tell them no on account of existing statements made about Steam. So what are your thoughts on this? Should Epic be allowed to keep making exclusivity deals with developers and publishers of the games you love? Comment with your thoughts in the comment section below. Super Meat Boy Forever has unfortunately been delayed until sometime after April. The game was supposed to release sometime this month, but the game developers have stated that it will require more time to work on the project. According to developers, the game will release not too long after April this year. Sony recently had their State of Play livestream event, which revealed brand new details on some upcoming titles for PS4 and PlayStation VR. In this event, Sony revealed the following titles: Iron Man VR, Five Nights at Freddy's VR, Blood and Truth, Everybody's Golf VR, Trover Saves the Universe, and No Man's Sky VR. Interestingly, NeoAir discussed the possibility of No Man's Sky becoming a VR title 3 years ago in one of our previous videos, which you can find in the card that just appeared on screen. And if you want to watch it now, why not give it a click? No Man's Sky VR will launch alongside the new DLC event for No Man's Sky called Beyond in the summer later this year. And that is all for this week's episode of Free to Play. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and we'll be back on Monday with our regular viewing schedule. If you liked the video and you are new here, why not consider subscribing for more great gaming content every week. This has been Charlie K, Gamers Unite, and we will see you on the next level. Could the Assassin's Creed franchise be heading to the pits of Valhalla? And what can we expect from the highly anticipated game, Destiny 3? Keep watching this episode to find out all the juicy details, coming right up in a moment on Free to Play. What is going on, my fellow Neo-Ans, and welcome to another exciting episode of Free to Play, your gaming news delivered to you fresh every week. This is Charlie K, and if you're new here, welcome to Neo-Air, your gaming portal. We deliver you gaming content weekly, so stick around for more awesome content. But with that out of the way, let's jump right on into the news for this week. Starting off the news for this week, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD are coming to the Nintendo Switch. According to Twitter user Stealth40k, who has a previous track record of leaking Nintendo games, has tweeted that he has seen Wind Waker and Twilight Princess both listed on the Nintendo eShop's upcoming list. To solidify the rumours, there was also a listing revealed by Best Buy in the States, further suggesting that this rumour is true. Well, we can only hope that it is. Super Mario Odyssey and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild are going to be playable in VR. Nintendo are looking at releasing a new addition to the Nintendo Labo factory with the upcoming VR Toy-Con kit. Super Mario Odyssey and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild will receive updates on April 25th to support the Labo VR kit, but keep in mind that the Super Mario Odyssey VR experience will only feature 3 levels from the game, whereas The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild can be played in full. The Nintendo Labo VR kit is expected to release on April 12th. Microsoft has emailed Xbox Live Gold members to say that from May 8th, the price of the subscription is going to increase by more than 15% in the UK. Microsoft says these increases are being made to address changing market conditions. The move makes the price of a membership more consistent across Europe too. Microsoft said in a statement that this new pricing is aligned to the changes we made in the region in 2016 as we strive to offer our members premium gaming and entertainment services at a fair price. It also makes Gold membership similar to PlayStation Plus membership, which had a price hike back in 2017. Speaking of Xbox Live, according to various sources, Microsoft are going to unveil a brand new bundle that will combine your Xbox Live Gold membership with their very own Game Pass, all for as little as $14.99 a month. Also, if you're part of the Microsoft Insiders program, you'll be able to get it early, and it'll only cost you $1 a month before it's rolled out to everyone else. This total bundle, if you would get the bundle instead of buying them individually, would save you about $5 per month. And with rumours circulating that Microsoft is going to unveil a diskless Xbox One S model soon, this would make perfect sense for them to roll out a bundle like this. But what do you think? A great idea? Would you get the bundle if it was an option? Sound off in the comment section below. Could the Assassin's Creed franchise be heading to the pits of Valhalla? In a recent discovery, a gamer by the name of Joel Raptor has discovered what he believes to be an Easter egg, hinting at the direction of the next Assassin's Creed game. In the game, The Division 2, also done by Ubisoft who own the Assassin's Creed franchise, Joel Raptor discovered a rather cryptic poster on a wall within the game that depicts a Viking holding an apple of Eden, a signature trademark featured in the Assassin's Creed franchise. Could this be a hint of the next Assassin's Creed game? With rumours circulating that Assassin's Creed will be taking a break again this year, we'll have to wait for its return in 2020 with a new entry in the franchise. So after Bungie has split from Activision, Destiny 3 has been a big topic of discussion for what's next in the Destiny franchise, now that they don't have Activision overlooking their every move. But with Destiny 3 feeling like it won't happen for a while, the rumours have already started on where the story will go next in the Destiny universe. According to the user at Non9, there will be a new enemy race called the Veil, who are a race of astro demons, who are also described in the Destiny 2 lore as having dark green skin and sharp claws. The story summary of the leak focuses on the battle with the Veil and the Traveller, stating, "During the collapse, the god of the Veil was slain in a conflict with the light. Since then, the Veil have been waiting for the Traveller to reawaken, so they can siphon its power to resurrect their dead god." One of the biggest rumours swirling around the internet is that Destiny 3 will have no PvP, but will instead have an open world that blends PvP and PvE together. According to this leak, Destiny 3 will cater to the hardcore audience, bringing in more RPG elements and being much more harder than the first 2 games. Will this rumour become true? Only time will tell. And that is all for this week's episode of Free to Play. If you liked the episode, be sure to give it a great big thumbs up by hitting the like button and subscribe for more gaming content coming to you weekly. If you haven't already, and to keep updated with new content, consider following us on social media with our links in the description. This has been your host Charlie K, Gamers Unite, and we will see you on the next level. What is going on, my fellow Neoanes, and welcome to your weekly dose of gaming news. In this week's episode, we'll be taking a look at the latest game set in the Star Wars universe. Sony finally allowed gamers to change their gamer tag, and could Apex Legends be finally coming to the Nintendo Switch? All this and more early in this episode of Free to Play. For our first bit of news for this week, one of the biggest games out there right now, Apex Legends, could be coming to the Nintendo Switch. In a recent video with Respawn Entertainment's Drew McCoy on the Wired YouTube channel, one of the questions he was asked was if Apex Legends would appear on the Nintendo Switch. McCoy answered the question with, "If the Switch version was coming, we would tell you and we would blast it across the world. We are hearing all the Switch players out there who say they want the game, but I can't make any promises right now. We have a lot of things that we are working on, so stay tuned for anything in the future, but currently, we don't have anything to announce just yet." In other news, Disney has just recently announced their new streaming service, Disney Plus. Disney Plus will launch on November 12th, 2019, starting at $6.99 per month, and will feature exclusive TV shows such as Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Jon Favreau's The Mandalorian, which is set in the Star Wars universe. The platform released not only on TV and PC, but it will also make its way to the Nintendo Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation consoles. Speaking of PlayStation, in a surprise move from Sony, they recently announced that gamers can now officially change their gamer tags after many years of gamers requesting this functionality. Sony rolled out the update overnight and addressed the community via a blog post on the PlayStation blog. The first name change is free, but every name change after that will cost you money. However, if you decide that your new name isn't good enough, you can also revert back to any of your previous names at no extra charge. Microsoft, Nintendo and Sony are being investigated by the Competition and Markets Authority over their online renewal services. The CMA are looking into whether or not the three big companies are offering fair services for their online gaming community, and if they have broken the consumer protection law. The investigation will be looking to auto renewal payment methods for subscription services such as PlayStation Plus, Xbox Live, and Nintendo Online. They will also be investigating their cancellation and refund policies, as well as their terms and conditions. The CMA will be testing how hard it is to receive a refund or cancelled subscription service, and how clear is the auto renewal process for gamers. The CMA are also asking gamers to voice their own opinions on these processes. But what do you think? Have the three big gaming companies been fair to gamers? Sound off in the comment section below or on Facebook, Twitter or Instagram. Two new Star Wars games and a potential revival of a previously cancelled game have been announced during the Star Wars Celebration Week. A brand new VR series of games made for the Oculus Quest will be coming later this year. This new title is called Vader Immortal and sees you play as a smuggler operating near the planet Mustafar, which ironically is the home planet of the new Darth Vader. Darth Vader hears of your skill set and asks you to do some tasks for him. Along the quest, you'll be able to explore the base in this 45-minute VR experience set between Episode 3 and Rogue One in the Star Wars canon. And yes, you do eventually get to wield a lightsaber. The VR experience is made by the studio Elm Cross Lab and will release later this year. The second title announced at Star Wars Celebration was the long-awaited game Jedi: The Fallen Order from Respawn Entertainment. That's right, the same guys who made Titanfall and Apex Legends. Jedi Fallen Order is just set after Episode 3 of Revenge of the Sith and sees you play as the Padawan in training, Cal Kestis. Cal is one of the last surviving members of the Jedi who survived Order 66 and is now on the run for the newly formed Empire. You'll get to develop your skills both in the Force and with the lightsaber and discover the ancient mysteries of long-lost civilization, all while staying one step ahead of the Empire and their own deadly Inquisitors. And last but certainly not least, back in 2013, a game was announced by LucasArts that would see you play as the deadly bounty hunter Boba Fett before he manned his Mandalorian armor. This game would have seen Boba Fett navigate through Coruscant's underworld all the way to level 1313. Unfortunately, this game was cancelled as Disney acquired all the rights to the Star Wars franchise in 2013 and swiftly shut down LucasArts. Ironically, LucasArts is back open for business, but the game 1313 can only live on if another gaming company is willing to purchase the license with the licensing deal. And that is all for this week's episode. We'll be back next week for more gaming news delivered to you fresh weekly. If you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up, don't forget to comment in the comment section below, and subscribe if you haven't already for more gaming content every week. This has been Charlie K, Gamers Unite, and we will see you on the next level. Apex Legends is on its way out, the Master Chief is finally getting his own TV show, new details about Left 4 Dead 3 arrive, and Ubisoft saves the Notre Dame. All that and more coming right up on this episode of Free to Play. What is going on, my fellow Neo-Ans, and welcome to another brilliant episode of Free to Play. Before we begin, if you're new here, be sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell icon so you never miss a single episode. And with that out of the way, let's get right on in to the gaming news for this week. For our first bit of news this week, Disney might be returning back to the gaming space with the purchase of a Korean-based PC and mobile gaming company called Nexon. If the deal goes through, the game company would be purchased by Disney for a whopping $13.1 billion. The Nexon company currently staffs over 7,000 employees and currently has over 80 titles under its belt, with its most popular title being MapleStory. Whether this deal goes through or not, only time will tell. Halo fans rejoice! Master Chief is finally coming to the small screen after many years of speculation and cancellations. Originally, the Halo TV series was supposed to be produced by Steven Spielberg and directed by Neil Blomkamp back in 2008, but has only now gained some momentum after being reintroduced at last year's E3. Steven Spielberg is back on board to oversee the project, and they have just recently cast Pablo Schreiber, who appeared in the movie Skyscraper and in the TV show American Gods, as the Master Chief. For those living under a rock, Halo is a video game made by 343 Industries and Microsoft that sees an overpowered warrior by the name of Master Chief take on an alien race hell-bent on destroying humanity, called the Covenant. Will the Master Chief be strong enough to save all of humanity? The Halo TV series will be airing on Showtime sometime in 2020. In other Microsoft-related news, Microsoft has finally announced the new Xbox, which will be an all-digital version. That's right, this new Xbox is completely discless and will be selling for the price of $349 Australian. Although this pricing doesn't make much sense when the disc-based version sells for about $299 at selected retailers. So will you be picking up a brand new console when it launches in May? Let us know in the comment section below. Brand new details about Left 4 Dead 3 have surfaced online. According to a new leak, Valve were working on a brand new entry in the series, but cancelled it in 2017. 29 screenshots from the game have appeared online and are said to be based on the Counter-Strike Global Offensive map, Dust 2. The screenshots are also from a 2013 build of the game, and was going to allow 8 different characters with their own unique abilities and VR support. If you'd like a closer look at the images, the link will be down in the description. Ubisoft have saved the Notre Dame. In case you had missed it, the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, France suffered from extensive damage by a fire that burnt down most of the chapel. Emergency services managed to save most of the priceless artwork and memorabilia, and no one was injured during the blaze. But now it is time to rebuild and restore it to its former glory, and who else can come to the rescue other than France's own game company, Ubisoft. Ubisoft have pledged over $500,000 to the Notre Dame to have it restored, as well as providing 3D renders they took for their game Assassin's Creed Unity. Assassin's Creed Unity has photorealistic images rendered in a 3D space that can be used as a guide to restore the building to its original state. And better yet, gamers can see the Notre Dame in its former glory, as Ubisoft has made Assassin's Creed Unity free for PC players to download for a limited time via the Uplay store. So jump on that while you can. Is Apex Legends on the way out? According to a new report from Stream Elements, Apex Legends has lost 75% of its viewership on Twitch. The game hit a peak of over 40 million hours on Twitch during its launch, but now there are only 10 million hours of Apex Legends watched on Twitch. In fact, viewers of Apex Legends dropped in March when only 2 out of 8 top-end streamers focused on the game, which also resulted in Fortnite still being the most watched live streams on Twitch. Although viewership for Apex Legends may have dropped, the game has still generated about $92 million in revenue across all platforms for the month of February. And that is all for this week's gaming news. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. We would really appreciate it if you could smack the like button and don't be afraid to drop us a comment in the comment section below. This is Charlie K, Gamers Unite, and we will see you on the next level. It is a sad time for Nintendo fans. Reggie Fils-Aimé is no longer the president of Nintendo, and the 3DS is finally on its way out. But at least gamers can look forward to the new Sonic the Hedgehog film, right? Oh. Guess not. Well, at least we have information regarding a new game set in the Arkham universe to give you. Welcome back, friendos, to another exciting episode of Free to Play. If you are new here, welcome to Neo AR, where we provide you with gaming related content such as gaming news, reviews, and live streams for you to enjoy. If you want more gaming content in your life, then why not click on the subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss any of the action. So without further ado, let's jump right on in to the news for this week. Kicking off the news for this week, a brand new trailer just dropped for the live action adaptation of Sonic the Hedgehog. And well, it hasn't exactly gone over well with people on the internet. So much so that the backlash from the new look of Sonic has caused Jeff Fowler, the director of the movie, to go back to the drawing board and redesign Sonic. When dealing with the backlash, Jeff Fowler had this to say about the feedback. Thank you for the support and the criticism. The message is loud and clear. You aren't happy with the design and you want changes. It's going to happen. Everyone at Paramount and Sega are fully committed to making this character the best he can be. Hashtag Sonic movie, hashtag gotta fix fast. In other news, Reggie Fils-Aimé has officially stepped down as president of Nintendo of America as of the 26th of April. The new president of Nintendo, Doug Bowser, seriously, we couldn't make this up if we tried, is now officially the president of Nintendo of America. But are there troubling times ahead? A new report has just released revealing that the Nintendo 3DS is on its way out. Nintendo have recently announced that there will be no new first-party titles coming to the 3DS. However, there are still third-party titles, such as Persona Q2, on its way to the 3DS. This may be of no surprise, as the Nintendo 3DS has actually survived a lot longer than a lot of gamers had hoped for, particularly after the release of the Nintendo Switch. The 3DS, first released back in 2011, yes, a whopping 8 years ago now, and was a spiritual successor to the DS, which had released 6 years prior to the 3DS. Epic Games have acquired the gaming studio Psyonix for an undisclosed amount of money. Psyonix created the super successful esports game Rocket League, which is available on most gaming platforms. But what does this mean for players who play on PC? Well, Rocket League will become an Epic Store exclusive sometime later this year. But don't worry, Rocket League will still have Steam support even after it becomes an exclusive within the Epic Games Store. The Saints Row franchise is coming to the big screen. That's right, Saints Row the movie is in the works and will be helmed by F. Gary Gray, who's best known for his works on Straight Outta Compton and the 8th installment of the Fast and Furious franchise, Fate of the Furious. On the gaming side of things, THQ Nordic acquired Koch Media, the company owns the rights to Saints Row, back in 2018. At that time, a new Saints Row game was under development but we are still yet to hear any news of this project. Fortnite has added exclusive content revolving around the Avengers in its latest game update. In Update 8.50, players can now play a new mode called Endgame, where they must stop Thanos and his Chitauri army from gathering all 6 of the Infinity Stones. The goal is for the hero team to destroy the army and defeat the army with the help of mythic Avengers items such as Iron Man's repulsor weapon, Captain America's shield, or Thor's Stormbreaker axe. So what do you think? Are you keen to give this new mode a go? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. New rumours have emerged online about Rocksteady's latest game set in the Arkham universe. These new leaks come from Reset Era and 4chan, so take it with a grain of salt, which claim the new game will be called Outlaws and will feature members of the Suicide Squad as well as the Red Hood. If this is indeed true, the game will be based on the comic series Red Hood and the Outlaws. The game was originally supposed to be announced on April 26th, however the date has now come and gone and we still haven't heard any news. Or have we seen any trailers to confirm this rumour? That is all for this week's episode of Free to Play, and we hope you enjoyed this week's episode. A brand new episode will release on Monday, so to make sure you don't miss it, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. This is Charlie K signing off. Gamers unite! And we will see you on the next level. It's time to head back to Liberty City for some Grand Theft Auto. That's right, in today's episode we are covering all the latest info about Grand Theft Auto 6, and is there a new Call of Duty Modern Warfare game coming out? Find out in today's episode of Free to Play. Welcome to Free to Play, your weekly gaming news show, and this is your host, Charlie K. If you are new here, why not consider subscribing for more gaming related content and gaming news delivered to you weekly. With all of that out of the way, let's jump right on in to the news for this week. Starting off the news for this week, Apex Legends has banned a whopping 770,000 players who have been caught cheating since the game's release. In fact, just last week, Respawn Entertainment announced that they have continuing plans to deal with players who are cheating the system. According to Respawn's executive producer, the studio has banned over 770,000 players, blocked over 300,000 account creations, 4,000 cheat seller accounts in the last 20 days, and reduced over half of total matches on PC impacted by cheaters or spammers. The creators behind the original Earthworm Jim game have returned, announcing a brand new entry in the Earthworm Jim franchise. The game released in 2020 and will be an exclusive to the new console coming from Intellivision. This new console is called the Intellivision Amico and is planned to launch on October 20, 2020. This announcement for the new Earthworm Jim games just so happens to be on the year where it is Earthworm Jim's 25th anniversary. If you want to know more details, there was a livestream event on May 4th where you can get all the earthly details about the new console and game right here on YouTube. Link will be in the description. In our last episode, we reported on Epic Games buying out Psyonix, which means that Rocket League will now become an Epic Store exclusive. Well, we have an update on this story. As news broke on this story, gamers responded to the news by review bombing Rocket League on Steam. At the time of this recording, Rocket League now has a total of 1,918 negative reviews. A similar case happened with the announcement of Borderlands 3 being an Epic Store exclusive, which we also covered in a previous episode of Free to Play. The Legend of Zelda is coming to a platform which is Netflix? That's right, Netflix is creating a live-action adaptation of the Legend of Zelda series. Although the series is in very early stages of development, Netflix are working very closely with Nintendo and have the goal of creating a family-friendly show in the style of Lord of the Rings. According to a report from the Wall Street Journal, Netflix is currently looking for a writer for the series. Nintendo have made a Super Mario Bros. Film previously in 1998 and have been very protective of their IPs, ever since after its failure at the box office. However, with Detective Pikachu coming out in literally a few days, perhaps Nintendo are open to working with movie companies again. Speaking of Pokemon, Call of Duty has joined the ranks of Pokemon sales, as Call of Duty has now sold a whopping 300 million copies worldwide since the franchise debuted in 2003. To give you an idea how big of an achievement that is, Pokemon only just passed the 300 million milestone in 2017 with the release of Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon. Considering Pokemon has been around a lot longer than Call of Duty, this is an amazing milestone. In other Call of Duty news, could a brand new Call of Duty game be on the way? A new game from the game studio Infinity Ward could be Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, releasing later this year. During Activision earnings call, management confirmed that a new title would be announced before June 30. Historically speaking, Call of Duty games are usually announced in May, and then further details are announced at E3 in June. Although this year might be a bit different as Call of Duty has an exclusivity deal with Sony, but Sony will not be attending E3 this year, instead opting for their State of Play live streams in a style similar to Nintendo's own Nintendo Directs. Little is known about this game so far other than it will have a single player campaign mode and will have further content beyond the release of the game. According to a new leak, GTA 6 will return players to multiple fan favourite locations such as Liberty City and Vice City. GTA 6 will take place over multiple cities which players can travel between, and will have you play as a drug lord who does small jobs for other criminals in Liberty City and works their way up to being a crime lord for a famous gang in Vice City. The leak has also stated that the two cities are linked by a highway, counties and countrysides. The game will be set during a certain area and will contain flashbacks. Lastly, the leak mentions that the game will also feature Red Dead Redemption 2's Stranger Dialogue mechanic. But the most controversial news is that GTA 6 won't be releasing on PS4 or Xbox One due to the hardware requirements not being up to scratch. GTA 6 may end up being launch titles for the long-rumoured PS5 and the new iteration of Xbox, depending on how well they perform in the market. But what do you think about this new leak? Comment in the comment section below, or on Facebook, Twitter, or discuss it further in our Discord server. That is all for this week's episode of Free to Play. Thank you for watching, and if you are new here, be sure to smash the like button, hit subscribe as well as the notification bell so you don't miss a single thing. This has been Charlie K, Gamers Unite, and we will see you on the next level. Well, with all the excitement of E3 done and dusted, and with a lot of games having been announced, a few games stole the attention from us gamers. Whether it's Sony's long overdue game, The Last Guardian, or the spectacle of Forza Horizon 3 being set in our home country, Australia, cheers mate, there were a lot of games to discuss. But one game stood out from all the rest. One game that got people excited, and one game that showed us a video game character stepping out from the shadows. Marcus Finn. No, wait, that's not right. Damn it, you got the wrong clip. Oh, that's better. Kratos. Sony kicked off the E3 conference with a live orchestra playing an ominous tune, only to lift up the curtains on none other than the God of War himself, Kratos. They showed some incredible footage of breathtaking gameplay as Kratos pummeled some trolls and showed his son how to hunt. Done. All well and good, right? Wrong. A lot of fans have made their concerns heard after hearing that the brand new entry in the God of War franchise will be based on Norse mythology instead of Greek mythology. Well, if you played the previous games, you would know why this might be an issue. So, with the new setting, you might be asking just how does a Greek demigod, who essentially runs the world after destroying all gods on Mount Olympus in the previous entry, is suddenly alive and the world still isn't turned into, well, shit. After Kratos destroyed Zeus, king of the gods, and tried to kill himself with the blade of Olympus, the world is pretty much going to hell, and certainly on the verge of being destroyed. But if you manage to beat the game on the hardest difficulty, a bonus cutscene would play, showing Kratos' body from the top of Mount Olympus, and a blood trail indicating that he threw himself off the top of Mount Olympus. With the world now turned into darkness, and no gods left to bring the balance to the mortal realm, it's quite possible that King Odin, ruler of the 9 realms, noticed that Midgard, the realm of humans, was suddenly on the verge of an apocalypse, and decided he needed to re-establish order by sending Thor to use the Bifrost and travel to Midgard. As a result of this, Kratos went into hiding to avoid having to answer to King Odin about his crimes of murdering the gods, the Titans, and, well, anyone else who stood in his way. Kratos then met his now wife and had a child. This would explain as to why Kratos is hidden in the woods in a shack away from other civilizations such as, well, the Vikings. To draw him out, Loki could have kidnapped his wife and decides that in order to get her back, he will need to face him or Odin and answer for his crimes. Because of this, Kratos goes after Loki to get his wife back, and well, he can't simply leave his kid alone in the dangerous world, so his son has no choice but to join him on his quest. So that is the potential plot of the story, but if the son of Kratos is made to join you, what does this mean in terms of gameplay? Well, his son could be used to help with puzzles, or to get into small spaces that Kratos himself cannot reach. He may also be used for a tag team finisher in boss battles, or in combat as the game progresses throughout the story. Either way, the new God of War looks truly promising, and we cannot wait to play it when it is released. So what do you think? Is our theory correct? Or do you think that it could be based on something else? Leave your theories in the comment section below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more interesting theories, right here on Neo Air.
At the end of my journey, I can see through time, my eyes blinded with tears. I see the star of our hopes, the Emperor who once brought peace and prosperity to our house, who built a powerful empire and united tribes from all walks of life. I see an epoch of overall happiness, and now that all lies in ruin. The old gods had arisen. Brothers picked up arms against brothers. Mankind clung to each other's throats, ruled by a state of anarchy. And Mother Nature took her revenge by showering plague and famine upon us. Evil is walking in this world, leaving nothing but dead cities and pillaged settlements behind. The land is lifeless and barren. But maybe there is life on that distant, forgotten land, where only few once dared to venture, those whom we would once call madmen. You are one of these madmen now. What destiny awaits you? Will you find your way, or disappear trying? Will you rise to glory, or fade into obscurity? No one knows. Only time will tell.
Hi guys, it's Mitch from Neo Air YouTube channel, back again with another video for Life is Feudal Your Own. Today I'm doing prospecting. I did say that I was going to do a building one first, but prospecting made more sense to come first because, well, you need a prospect to get the ore and the clay and everything like that to create stuff. So I did say I would show you my favorite spots, so that's why I've got the map up this time around. I am in one of my favorite spots, so I'll zoom in a little bit, move it across. So just here is one of my favorite spots. Usually when you play on a server that's populated and with people that know what they're doing, people will build houses along this ridgeline because, well, it's right next to clay here, that little brown mark, and your ore just here as well. You've also got ore, iron ore, I'm talking about, sorry, along this ridgeline here, and again over here on this other mountain. You have different kinds of ores as well. So you do have marble and that kind of thing in the bigger mountain, copper, granite, snow for different things as well, and gold as well on would be, I believe, on the other side of this mountain. You know, you've got silver as well, which is more located again on this smaller mountain over here. So it does vary where you want to do it. You can get a map that has all those things on it just from like Google Images and that kind of thing. It also shows you where different animals spawn, because you will need animal bones for certain things. We'll get into the prospecting. Turn the map off. So I find prospecting easiest to be done to come to somewhere where you know that ore is going to be found, because I've given you kind of the locations. It's going to make your life a lot easier compared to when I first started. So my way of doing it is right clicking on the ground, going to prospecting, going down to prospect for iron, because that's what I'm looking for. Go for prospect for iron. Now I put the radius right down. A lot of people put it up higher when they're looking for areas, but because I know this area definitely has iron ore, it's easier to do it with a low radius, so I put it on 2. Go OK, does its thing, and it says you've not discovered any signs of ore nearby. Move along a bit. Down here, prospecting again for iron. Not discovered any signs of ore. Might have to move around a bit. If when you're doing your prospecting you go for iron and you do a higher radius, so let's go 10. So what it is it's 10 tiles. Now those tiles could be behind you, in front of you, to the right of you, to the left of you, diagonally left, diagonally right. You know, it could be any different way. So it's a matter of cancelling out which way it is by moving around, dropping that radius. So let's give it a go on 10. You have discovered signs indicating the presence of ore. So that could be 10. Now 10, we'll go use our observe tool. 10 spaces anyway. So I'm going to try up here where it's a bit more rocky. It can also be down in the earth as well. So I'm going to go drop it down to 4. Not discovered any signs. So, not this way then. Go back the other way and try our luck over here. It does take a while to find a good area. For iron, go back down to 4. Try. So, I have discovered the signs. I've been reading it wrong completely. So, what we're going to do from here is we're going to dig a tunnel. So you need a pickaxe to do that. So now I'm going to receive rock and see that I've received iron ore. Now you can just continue to do that by digging a tunnel. You can also you can dig a tunnel downwards up, you know, dig a tunnel or dig a tunnel downward. But to level up your mining, what you have to do is find the right page for it. There we are. To level up your mining skill, this one here, you actually have to be hitting into an ore vein. So we'll keep going and we'll see if we can't get an ore vein so I can show you what I'm talking about. So we'll just keep digging a tunnel. I'm just gonna ignore what it's saying on the side until we get down into the earth, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now, while you're doing this, it's because I'm GM, it's easy for me because I can carry an unlimited amount of weight. When you guys are playing, you're going to find it hard with the amount of rock you pick up. Now, it's easy when you're playing with other people because you can palm it off to them and they can run it back to wherever you're coming from, or you have to do it in small little bits and pieces and just try and remember where you do it. Some of the easiest ways of doing it is have somebody who does your carpentry, or even if you do it, to build a box or multiple boxes and just put all your rock and all your ore in different boxes until they're full, but they get full very, very quickly. So the other option is pretty much just turning around, taking a few steps, opening up your inventory, and then dumping it out. Pour on the ground. Mass produce. So what that's going to do is, it's just, you can see below my feet is I'm getting higher and higher as it's just dumping out rock. And see, remember when I said that the rock shifted? See how it was going from right here underneath my feet, and now it started shifting down through the grass. That's why I use clay for when I'm terraforming. Pour on the ground again, mass produce, just to show you what you guys are going to really be doing. And this is the fun part. Then go back to digging a tunnel. I'm going to get in the right position. There we go. Another way of, if you're scared of storing your ore, the easiest way to store your iron ore is by dropping it on the ground, say next to an anvil or a kiln like that. So wherever you positioned yourself, wherever you started or decided that you're going to build, the easiest way is to just drop it on the ground, because it doesn't despawn. Or if it does, it takes a very long time to, because it's classed as terraforming, so it won't despawn like a lot of other stuff will, like your food if you drop that, or clothing, or weapons or armor. If you drop those on the ground, they'll despawn, they'll go away. But it's classed as terraforming when you drop iron ore or rock, so you won't lose it. I've gone to clicking dig a tunnel